What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Yimbo. There's that ticker. And so it's your boy Yimbo. And this is my channel, Yimbo Reviews Everything. And welcome to episode, I believe it's 51 of Yimbo Buys Everything. So I'm excited. I actually didn't write any notes down. My notes were literally my shopping trip yesterday. And I thought, you know what? I had a great weekend. This is the show where, I like to get to the toys, but it's also now that I'm doing more review streams, which I will talk about, for specific figures that, it's okay for me to just BS a little bit before we start. So real quick, I do owe you guys, I'm going to do 2 mornings with Yimbo this week. I feel like I let myself down. If anybody else was looking forward to it, I never got around to doing all of my Thor Legends. I'm missing the Infinity War one, so spoiler alert. But there's about 5 of them, I think, that I have, maybe 6 that I'll be talking about. So I'm super pumped. I'll still do that first. Let's not do tomorrow. Let's plan on Tuesday and Thursday for this week, because then I want to do Inkblot. I have the box right here, but the Rorschach, the Inkblot from Felix. So I've got it. I love it, and I will give you my in-depth thoughts later on this week. So for today, episode 51, like I said, I didn't write notes down because I got to do a thing that if you've been following or you've been listening along over the last year. One of the things that my brother-in-law and I started. It was funny. It was just the 2 of us going to GameStop because I wanted to buy toys last summer. And then my nephew Mikey was like, can I come? And he started coming. And then finally my niece Melly was like, I want to come. And we're like, you can come. Like this, there was no gatekeeping. Anybody can join us. So we got to do a GameStop trip yesterday. And I'm so pumped because number one, it's a different GameStop. I don't check mine out all the time, but their selection isn't always super great, which is a bummer because it's like 2 minutes away. It's like 3 minutes. So usually is great of the figures. It's really like a big one. It's more of a hole in the wall from outdoor mall style GameStop. So this one that we went to, this is where I scored my Doctor Strange Figuarts last summer. And that was such a, again, if you've been following me for a while, is a whole thing of me. We tried to go to the Jay and Silent Bob Secret Stash, and then they were having, Jay's birthday, the whole thing. So we discovered this GameStop that had Figuarts, had premium figures, and it had a really great figure collection. So, alas, they didn't have any premium figures yesterday. They only had the one Halo Master Chief. A lot of guys have been shooting it. It looks awesome. I can't remember the fancy name of it, but it's like the $170 Master Chief. It's beautiful. But I decided not to put my gift card towards it because then even if I put the gift card towards it, it'd still be like buying another big figure. So I was like, you know what? I don't play Halo. I think it's super cool. It's something that, as a PlayStation fan, I always wished I could play Halo because it looks awesome. Master Chief looks amazing. But I never played it. Only a couple times at a buddy's house. So I stopped myself. Then I scoured the clearance. So that's what we're going over, guys. This is going to be straight up fresh hunts. This is hot off the pegs yesterday. So these could be in GameStops. I'll give you a relative, idea of how much they'll cost. But as of yesterday, they had a 50% off clearance sale going on, in-store only. So I cleaned up. Yesterday, I was in toy heaven. I opened 4 of the 6 figures. So excited. So before we get into it, getting to the toys, here we go. There's my boy Paul. I always tell you guys, if you like positive, you like this type of, positive outlook, and just awesome enthusiasm, that's my boy Paul, Gaming with Fox. So video game streaming, I definitely check him out. Coulton's Cooking Comics, my boy, high five, my man. Thank you again. So again, guys like Coulton and then my boy Toy Addict. I just skipped something for a second. Thank you guys for putting the links out and sharing it to your Instagram. I really appreciate telling people that, this stream exists because I think it's fun and we have a good time. No chewing. My fellow Toy Daddy, Sunty's in the house. What's going on? And Autumn Night on Instagram. King Eternal over on YouTube. What's going on, Eric? How are you? All right. So I'm so excited. I took with me, I'm going to start with my little weekend recap because it's still toys. It still counts. So I brought my I showed this off on Toy Talk. So this past Wednesday, I was with No Chewing and Toy Father for Toy Daddies. We were on, that's a monthly show. We alternate our channels hosting it. So it's over on the Toy Talk channel. I recommend going to check it out because we had a blast. And it was a lot more positive than the first time. Something like to remind me, because the last time was when I couldn't get Spider-Man Noir. It was a whole mess. So I only brought this, but I showed this off on Toy Daddies. I recommend it because you see it. It's 2 trays, and it has that green insert, so you could have like hands and accessories for like the bottom part. Now you can't fill as many in. I only brought one. I only brought this with me. The only figure I actually brought with me to play with and shoot, because I kind of figured we were going to do a GameStop run, was my Kit Bashed Yimbo. This is the Adventurer version. So there's with my Infinity War Captain America head. So I brought that head, the yelling head. I brought the Eye of Thundera because I have that 8-inch Bandai Classics figure. And I love Lion-O and I love Thundercats. And the little version, I think, scales pretty well, even with like the handle. So I'm psyched. So now he's got a little cool themed, because again, represent the fandom. Cool themed weapon there. So that's who I brought. That's all who I brought. I also brought the Namor head, but he's officially, I know I've been saying he's on the spectrum of Yimbo. Close, but my wife said his eyebrows are too pointy. so he's off. All right. So we went to GameStop. I think I'm going to start where I ended my Instagram live. So as a reminder, usually for 5 or 10 minutes before I go live on YouTube, I do like to go live over on Instagram just to, kick the dirt and see if anyone else wants to pop over and join the chat. So this was the very first one, or the last thing that I talked about there. First thing here. So I bought an Eternal. Bought Fastos. Is that how you say his name? Now, I thought I would never get the Eternals wave. It was like the joke. They were on the peg warmers for days. The price of this is insane. I only was going to originally, number one, I only wanted Gilgamesh from this entire series, the entire wave, just Gilgamesh, but he's the Build-A-Figure. So after Gilgamesh, I did want Icarus. So I picked up Icarus for full price, thinking maybe, he'll be hard to get, but let me just get him. And again, I was still in that zone of just, if it was retail, who cared? I wasn't waiting for clearance or any of that stuff. Who else did I have? I also got Kingo. So I love the actor, and now I'm spacing on his name. But anyway, he's great. I just knocked down Scourge. But anyway, so there he is. So these are the 2 that I wanted because I love this actor from Big Bang Theory. He was in Stuber with Dave Bautista. I love this guy. And he was great. He was one of my favorite characters in the movie. So those were the 2 Eternals I had. And then for $6, I bought Cersei because my buddy Thor 2012 on Instagram, he was telling like a group chat I'm in about how Cersei and Thor become celestial, or they become celestial either hunters. I don't know. It was really cool. They have a partnership. I don't know enough about it. Just the fact that they team up, I was like, well, for $6, let me just get it because I have plenty of Thors to discuss. So I got her for that. So I had 3. And now here I'm stuck because this figure was $8.97, so 50% off. So it was a $4 and change Marvel Legend. That's why I bought them. They didn't have the other ones there. I've seen Sprite at my local one, so maybe tomorrow I should go. And then I need Makari and Druig. And the sad thing, of course, is that all of these people I've seen for $6 at Targets for months, and now I know that they're going to be cleared out. So this was probably, I'm going to thank my brother-in-law Mike and my sister-in-law Casey this was my birthday gift card. So, I didn't feel like here's $4 of my gift card money, which, it kicks me. But at the other time, maybe I'll finish Gilgamesh. If I can finish Gilgamesh and get the rest of these figures for chump change, then it'll be worth it. And if I don't, then he's going to live in the box for now, just like Cersei. Like, I haven't opened up Cersei either. Icarus and Kingo, I'm trying to I do want to shoot more, but even after the movie, I don't have a ton of ideas. The movie, just kind of didn't do it for me. All right, so there was number one. So let's check the chat, see what's going on. Here we go. Oh, Scullifit's in the house. Rusty, dude, I have a picture for you. I was gonna ask you to Scullify something. I have a couple options, so I was thinking about you this weekend. So Rusty, my man. All right, so that's number one. So Festos for $4 and change. And yes, if anybody wants to help me complete my Gilgamesh, I need Makari's piece, Sprite's piece, and Druig's piece. I need 3 more. If I can get those people for $12, that would be amazing. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so Gilgamesh. I want Gilgamesh. All right, so that was number one. Number one. Time out for a second. I'm going to throw out there too that this weekend, because it was a big family weekend, and we did a lot of kid stuff. I had the 4, my 2 kids and my niece and nephew. So it was a lot of chasing around, and it was a blast. We did Christmas in July. But I am tired. So that's all I'm going to say. So that's why I was figured, you know what, tonight we're just going to go through this stuff. We're going to keep it on the shorter end. So just as a heads up. And then I'm making it up with Mornings with Yimbo. So hopefully you guys like that. Hopefully, again, even if you can't participate in the chat, if it helps you get by work, that's my only goal. My only goal, give you something to listen to while you work. All right, here we go. What's next? Oh man. I guess I'm just going to grab the one that was next. All right. So one of my birthday gift card purchases from having my party was, I got the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt version of Geralt. He's awesome. And I only did a brief discussion of him. So he's really great. I almost thought about taking him and discussing him now, but he was posed up with Tibius from Mythic Legions. But then he fell over. So I should have grabbed him. But he's awesome. He comes with this awesome flame fire effect in his hand. He comes with a decapitated monster head, different hand, the 2 sword. He's so good. And the other interesting thing about the Geralt figure is that as a McFarlane, he is quite possibly my most articulated because he doesn't have anything. He wears the girdle, the rubber suit vest, and they didn't put anything underneath. So it's just soft rubber. He can bend. It's a really, really fantastic figure. So for the grand total, did I peel the price off of this one? I must have. I think this one was I think it was $17.99. So doing the math, I think a $9 figure. I was able to get. Is it Ciri or Cersei? Is it another Cersei or is it Ciri? I don't even know. I watched the whole show. I have the video game. I never played it. It's on my list. PS5 is backwards compatible, right? All right, so Ciri. So let's check her out because she is another super cool McFarlane. I mean, I will give the man his due when he does it well. I really enjoyed my McFarlanes. So here we go. Spoiler. So here is the head sculpt. Let's see if I can pop that back a little bit. It's really not working for me. But anyway, she has these really cool, white out eyes. Try it one more time. There she is. She's got that awesome scar on her face. So a really nice sculpt. Really nice details on the outfit. And she does have, this is not that squishy. I mean, it's that rubber, like the suit, but it's not quite, she does not have the same level of torso crunch, but she still has some. For her, she's kind of hindered by the vest and the rubber just in that area for that top torso crunch. But otherwise, a lot of fun. It's McFarlane. You know exactly how she's going to feel and move. I like these. I like how she. I didn't really have an issue standing her yesterday. Kind of. I don't know. They hid the ankle pegs a lot better on these Witcher figures instead of just seeing the big ball. What she comes with. So she's got the big sword in sheath. There we go. And this is the other awesome piece. And why don't toy companies, especially McFarlane seems to do this all the time, give us stuff with no context, so then you literally have to figure out how to use it. I got this with her. Look at this awesome. So I told you I got an awesome flame hand fire effect with Geralt. I'm going to say his name right. So I was like, what do I do? I saw this little, it has this little triangular cutout on the top, and I'm like, does the sword? That doesn't stick. So I figured it out. Going based on that, I realized that these flames kind of wrap and curl around both sides. This sword literally like sits in there. I think it's super cool. And she's got like this nice magic fire Zoro Z. So I'm super pumped. Geralt. Yes, thank you, Paul. Geralt. My man. Geralt. 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 And it is Siri, like Siri. Okay, good. I was making sure. All right. And my boy Dave, Midnight Stars. What's going on, Dave? Glad you're here, buddy. And Rusty, yes, I absolutely will. So look at that. Like, you know me, guys. I love toy engineering. I love seeing and being wowed by something. So for a $20 figure that was listed at 18 that I got for 9, like that's super sick. And I will try to use it on other swords. I don't think that this is not like sword series specific. Like obviously it's shaped to her, but all of these toy swords are going to be approximate. You know what I mean? So I think I'm going to try to make it work. I like it a lot. So that's, she's back in. And then she just has the hole in the back, just like Geralt does. And you have a completed Siri figure. So she's a win. She's a win. It's really funny that I have this video game. It's the Game of the Year edition. I think my brother-in-law Joe bought it for me for like a couple of years, like years ago now. I'm such a jerk that I never got around to it. Everybody loves it. It's a game that I think I would get into. Like I said, I think it's for PS4, which if it is, I will make that a backwards compatible. I'll give that some time. I did just finish Guardians of the Galaxy for PS5. I loved it. Not an insanely long game, but I got to play many nights of campaign for like, you know, I'm a 40-year-old dad. So like what, an hour and a half, maybe 2. So I got a handful of nights out of it. It wasn't, so it didn't feel rushed to me. If I played it like I did before I had kids when I was 25, 27, I might have beaten it in a weekend, but it didn't feel short. It felt like a nice meaty story, and it was a blast. So yes, I don't know, it just went on that tangent, but I think The Witcher 3 is going to be the game that I will, utilize that backwards compatibility, because I love the Netflix show. The Netflix show is awesome. So Siri. So there's Siri. Okay. I have 4 left. All right, here's another one. So this is a GameStop. I believe they're the exclusives. They have the Black Series, the Gaming Greats. And I figured, why not? For $10, I grabbed the Imperial Rocket Trooper. I'm not wowed by this guy. Here he is. Let me get his. He only comes. So he has a nice look. That's why I got him. They had they had 6 to 10 of them there. And I was like, should I do more than one? But then it's, this unique look. And you guys know, like, I buy Army Builder stuff, but only like here and there. And then when it comes to Star Wars and Stormtroopers, like I know he's First Order, but I'm going to team him up against Empire people. Like, who cares? I mean, I don't personally, me, I don't care. I hope I don't offend any Star Wars fans with my future Star Wars shots. But yeah, I just figured it's another Stormtrooper to get punched in the face. I had 2 that I had open. I have a Death Trooper I never unboxed. I'm sure I have at least. I do have a couple other ones too. But I really did only have 2 open. So this is another like white Stormtrooper outfit. The other one I do have a black, the TIE Fighter pilot in black. He only comes, like I said, with the blaster, with the one blaster that sits in the holster. He's got the nice double jointed elbows. Everything's nice and smooth. I really like his torso articulation on this one. Like, just really, really nice. Very fluid. This will peg out the jetpack. It looks like, I was showing my wife yesterday, it looks like if I really wanted to tug, I could probably pop these off. But I bought him because he had that unique, like with the piping in. So I'm gonna leave it. But yeah, so it's another Stormtrooper, another guy to get punched in the face, and he was already punched in the face in my story yesterday from my next figure that I'm going to talk about. Yeah, so Dave, he's good. He's a good one. That, like, you can't go wrong. Look at that. $20.99, half price. I guarantee I know people. Some of you in this chat right now may have been people that would have just scooped up all that were there just to have a whole battalion. I thought about it. I did. So I'm excited. I know I haven't been shooting a ton of Star Wars. I'm just happy with what I have. I'm happy. I have my Mandalorian figures that I am slowly accruing, and I have them boxed. Like I have Bo-Katan and Sasha Banks and all of them all still boxed up. So what I'm going to do is eventually, once Mando Season 3 comes out and I'm all amped up with ideas, that's when I'll crack those all open. I'm really just, I think, narrowing my Black Series to Mando stuff, Disney Plus shows. I have a couple Obi-Wan things pre-ordered too. But yeah, just kind of the newer stuff. I have my original trilogy people. I have my Jar Jar that I got for $10 a year ago. So yeah, I'm just gonna get every once in a while a new Mando. All right, so there's my Stormtroopers. There's my Star Wars. Oh, here we go. One of the best trooper. Yeah, he's fun, man. And in the video game, he was one of those guys that would and you get to blast them out of the sky, which is another fun game. Fallen Order. My brother-in-law Mike actually bought that for Xbox for $9. If you haven't played it, that's another really fun, especially making you feel like a Jedi with the Force powers. It's great. All right. I'm going to go another fun McFarlane, and then I'll save my last two. So here we go. My next McFarlane, this is one that you guys, these are all toys you've been probably looking at on the pegs for the last 2 years. I totally get that. I've looked at them too. It's just that I had a gift card and 50% off clearance, and I just said, screw it. So for $22.99, I picked up Liu Kang. There we go. And Todd, I don't get it. Why are some of his figures just amazing? Why can't all of them be? I guess it's like Hasbro. I love the retro Spuddy body. There are bodies. I guess it's just body molds that we really love. But are all of the Mortal Kombat figures like this? Here's Liu Kang looking fantastic. Love the Kill Bill yellow and black. And just smooth, no modifications. Look, just awesome. Todd, are you kidding me? I was able to balance him in a split high kick. You hear that, Blitzfigs? On his ankle. You guys know I have a love-hate with McFarlane. I support, if you love McFarlane figures, I support it because I understand why you would love them. Every once in a while, a figure like this comes out and I go, wow, if they were all like this, if I could guarantee that every McFarlane I opened up was like Liu Kang or like that Geralt that I didn't show but talked about, or Arkham Knight, then I would never think twice about buying them because I love DC's catalog of heroes. And even now, that Booster Gold is awesome. Who else is with Booster? Or no, Blue Beetle. That Blue Beetle pack. Oh my God. So yeah, their designs, their sculpts, fantastic. Only guy, because Mezco takes forever with their DC. Mafex, a bunch of new Poison Ivy. That's gonna be cool. Bane. Where are they? If you want a DC action figure that looks, oh no, this is not DC, but you know what I mean. I get why McFarlane's, and they're on the shelf. So why can't they all be this way? Why? How come sometimes I have to destroy my hands and my fingers and my finger strength and my tendons carving out to get ab crunch when he can do it? And he can do it really well. So I love this Liu Kang. I bought him because I have that Storm Collectibles reptile. I have a current shoot going on of my Reveltech Wade Deadpool going up against Storm Collectibles reptile. I'm doing my Street Fighter scene, Mortal Kombat. But yeah, now I have another opponent. That's all I wanted. And now that I know that these are cool, I might buy a couple of more Mortal Kombat figures. I have the Spawn in the black and yellow. Now I'm interested. Maybe I'll go crack him open. He's just been sitting in a tub. So I want people to fight against Reptile. I can't keep buying all these Storm collectibles. Yeah, the McFarlane. I'm telling you, certain ones, Dave, this one is great. and you guys know, like I still have Man Bat sitting over here in the box. I'm looking at my Killer Croc and Clayface. I like a lot of this stuff, but and it's also fun to rag on them. But this is a great figure. I don't know if you guys, anybody else has these. I know Cox Crate. If he, like, I didn't see him in here yet, but if he pops in, somebody ask him because I know he was on those Mortal Kombat figures. Like, are they all this good, or is it because of the shirt, the lack of shirt on him, or are these McFarlane Mortal Kombat figures just really well done? Like I said, I'm thinking about it like Hasbro. Hasbro has different teams. That's why, even though it's the same company and they're all similar, Legends are going to be different than Joe's, that are going to be different than, Lightning Collections. So I'm just curious. I'm wondering if different teams are involved. Wonderful. If you want to scoop up, if you were worried about those McFarlane Mortal Kombats, and Storm Collectibles a little too rich because they are expensive, and like I said, I have one. Then, I mean, like, are they all that good? Are they all that good? All right, here's Dave saying he really likes the Spawns. This Spawn, everybody loves the Spawn figures. I don't have one yet because it's not been like a character that I thought about the Throne. I might get the Throne still. But I've heard the Spawn figures are really wonderful. So I don't know. I'm just saying. I think it's either team based or something, but I wish there was more uniformity because they all have the same. Like, you pick up a Liu Kang or you pick up Deathstroke, you're picking up a McFarlane. So then why is there the difference? Like I said, unlike a G.I. Joe to a Legend, massive difference. Power Ranger to a G.I. Joe, massive difference. But not like every McFarlane looks and feels like a McFarlane. So if there's different teams, everybody talk to the articulation people of the Mortal Kombat folks. Toy Addict. I wish McFarlane Rambo, RoboCop, or T-800. Yeah, that would be awesome. So, NECA's doing that stuff. Yeah, that would be neat. That would be cool. Hey, I look forward. I really do. I eagerly look forward to seeing the McFarlane toys, like their progression, because they've only made positive progress. For all the criticism that we do throw at them as toy photographers. But anyway, we're going to move on, right? Enough about Liu Kang. So I love it. I'm super psyched. I have two left. One more open, one more not open. And I'm kicking myself because I was going to unbox him, and now I don't think I have my pocket knife available. That's okay. All right. I talked about it before at the start of the show. I've never played Halo. I respect it. I did fall in for a little while. I fell into the I'm a Sony guy, Xbox stinks, Halo stupid. I have resistance, that whole thing. But ever since, I've been in if it's for me, something's either for me or it's not for me, or it's just there's a reason I don't have it. Xbox, it's on an Xbox. My ecosystem, my money is invested into Sony and PlayStation. So unless Microsoft ever does a cross-platform, like a legitimate, like available across platforms, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get to play it myself. But I am planning on taking some cool toy pictures because it was $17.97. That was the price. I got myself the Spartan Enigma. So not for $7, so whatever that is, $8, right? Doing math, $9 for $9. And I always say it. I'd like to remind you that if you don't look at my story, I try to do fun, interesting toy-related things in my story. Yesterday, since it was Christmas in July at my in-laws' house and my mother-in-law put out little Christmas decorations, I shot the Spartan Enigma in front of some Christmas trees, had him punching out the Stormtrooper. All right, so this is by Jazzwares, and wow. I did not get Master Chief because Master Chief was still full price. There we go. He was still full price. They also had a really cool 2-pack that was a clean Master Chief, and then the really battle damaged Master Chief that was for $41 for the two. So if you've been a Halo fan, this is the only one I'm going to get. I bought it for a few reasons. Number one, I've always been curious about these. Like, I've had that Master Chief figure in my hands because this box for $20, like, even just getting this on retail, seeing this on the shelf with all of the hands and the weapons, I'm like, why am I not buying this toy line? Like, Jazzwares kills it, right? It's Jazzwares. I'm blown away. I'm blown away. Then I actually took him out. And look at how just smooth, double jointed arms. Just there's no resistance, but everything. It really, like, I'm going to use the same descriptions as my Sentinel figures because they're buttery smooth, but then they hold in place. They're really nice. Like, these joints are really nice. You don't get much side to side. You get downward tilt, nothing back. And other than that, you do get double jointed knees. You get really nice ankle rockers. So I had no trouble splitting this guy, posing him when I was just sitting there messing around. And then the last piece, you know it. How does he crunch? So I believe Misty Owl did a torso modification on this guy. I know, sorry, with the lighting, it's not showing up too well. But that's the inside, big ball peg. This does not move. So I have to ask him because it doesn't have the same look as the McFarlane where there was like the plastic to carve. But I might not even mess with it because, to be perfectly honest, it pops on. You're not going to get much. Here we go. Ready? You literally do just get, yeah, and then he popped out. Oh, and that's a first. The whole waist. That hasn't happened to me yet. But it's only when you go, like you really have to give this guy a pull and then he will pop out. Otherwise, there's no issue with that peg. So you don't get a ton of crunch. But what I think is you really don't need it because on his back, keep showing you his back because there's this line that it goes to for the straight back. And then you can see the space in between. And when you give him the crunch, like, how much more could I get? Does that make sense? Like, there. How much more can I get? Like, it would only be able to crunch that little tiny little extra piece. So it goes from there to there. Again, not much in distance, but in terms of action figure photography, it's the perfect amount for an awesome, like, right cross, which you guys know I love throwing my right hand, my haymakers and my crosses. All right, I got lost in my figure analysis. All right, let me check the chat real quick. All right, King Eternal. I bought the Scorpion Raiden. Raiden. It is Raiden. Okay. The Scorpion Raiden 2-pack on clearance at FYE, and they're amazing. Oh, from it must have been the McFarlanes. All right, good. So that's awesome. That's good to know because I'm still only going to buy McFarlane figures under retail. I've still prevented myself from pre-ordering Kyle Rayner. I wanted that I want that Atrocitus. I didn't want to buy, I didn't want to spend $100 retail to get Atrocitus. So I'm going to play the long game and hopefully it'll work out. But I am absolutely blown away. I wish on one hand, I wish it was Master Chief, but on the other hand, what's nice is, what is a Spartan Enigma? I have no idea. The other really cool thing about this, in addition to me being able to tell whatever goofy stories, because this guy can straight up be Buzz Lightyear. I mean, I'm not going to customize Buzz, but I've absolutely been feeling the FOMO of that SH Figure Arts Buzz. And I know he's, I guess, not really available for retail anymore. And it's okay. I'm fine. I don't really need him. This is my test. And that's why I got him. I was like, for $9 of gift card money, he will be my Buzz Lightyear, and I'll see if I shoot space stuff. I want to put him up against Star Wars characters. He'll fit great against, I don't even know. He's a spacey guy. Whatever. He's awesome. He has the plasma revolver, and then this massive hunking Ravager gun, which is great. And then, so 7 hands. 7 hands, 7 individuals. So 7 of these. So 1, 2. All right. So 7. That's so cool for a $20 figure. McFarlane barely gives us 1 extra hand. So they're really neat. I spent all day yesterday. He was I literally had to explain to my brother-in-law. It's like, I'm sorry, this is my fidget figure. Because if you've ever seen me on the YTG&B pick bar, if I'm not going over my selections, I'm listening, but I'll be like, and it's usually just literally fidgeting with a toy and posing in my hands. It's so fun to bend and pose, and it's fun. It's a nice fidget. This is my fidget figure. This is all I've been doing, fidget figure. And he can get really cool, angles and looks. It's just really nice. So I'm a fan, guys. Jazzwares, they did impress me with their Fortnite figures, even though I wasn't crazy about the hand articulation, but otherwise I thought they were great. And yeah, if you're a fan of Halo, it's absolutely worth picking up. All right, so let's see. Yeah, NECA has 3 RoboCops coming in. That's right. I knew NECA did, but he was saying McFarlane. That would be interesting. I would love to see it. I need a RoboCop. I had a NECA one that I sold actually pre-pandemic. Like before I moved, before I even had my kids, pre-kids, I started doing, actually on this YouTube channel, there is a 2-episode series or one, God, I don't even know, called What's in the Box, or no, it was called Unfinished Treasures. I can't even get my own show right. But the premise was What's in the Box, because that's where I rediscovered all of my tubs that I had bought, at that point, 12 years ago. And I was, what's in this one? What toys do I have? And one of them was a NECA, and that NECA RoboCop. And I sold him because he was going for a lot of money. And I was like, RoboCop. But now I wish I had him. But maybe I'm going to get, I don't know. I'm definitely going to pick up one of those. They'll be in Targets, right? Like, we'll see them in Targets. I just need one. I just want one RoboCop, something where the holster can come out. Do I have to get the Mofex? All right. Liquid. Yeah, brother. The Trusted looks really good. Doesn't seem any QC issues behind the shoulder. Oh, all right. So I wasn't aware of any QC issues with the shoulder piece, but I do know, based on McFarlane figures, having owned the ones that I do, that even now, like I had Aquaman, my Jason Momoa, because I have the whole Snyder Cut Justice League, but I really don't like the Superman in black, and the Batman I'm going to be getting, I'm getting my Mezco trilogy, my 3-pack, my Flash, eye roll, Batman and Superman. So I'm getting those Snyder Cut people. So I was going to sell those 3. And then I had Aquaman in there too, because I was like, I have my classic comic one. I love Momoa. And that figure was fine. Like, that head sculpt was a little bit better than the Cavill one. And then, like I said, this is my Aquaman when I want to shoot Aquaman. So I'm like, I'll just sell them too. But I decided I'm keeping Cyborg and I'm keeping Aquaman because I don't have anything else. Like, they're the only Snyder Cut. So, like, to keep a full Snyder Cut, I have to keep those. And that's fine. Because they're, again, I'd rather spend $20 than another $80 or more on a Mezco, So I have those 2. Cyborg is great. That's one of my favorite McFarlanes too. So Cyborg and McFarlane. So Cyborg and Aquaman. I have a Wonder Woman. I do not like that Wonder Woman 84 head sculpt. I saw people complimenting it. I was blown away. I think that looks like a mush melted candle. And that's fine. I have it. I'm happy I have it. I'm happy people think it looks great. But I think it's a knockoff, to be perfectly honest with you, because I bought it on eBay, and this was still very early on in my infancy of like buying premium figures. I had just gotten my Mofex Hush Batman, and I was looking on eBay and was like, I think I got it for $40 maybe. But I have a Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. So she's 6 inches. She's like my Mezco Justice League. Obviously, I've shown her before, but I love this Wonder Woman. She's the best. She's like my go-to Wonder Woman to shoot. But I do have this like Mofex, whether it's real or KO. It looks good. It feels good. And I never shoot her. I shot her early on when I first got her. If you go way back, early posts, I used her. But now I'll have a reason to, because she's a scaled Mofex 6-inch figure that will go great with my little Snyder Cut mashup of Mezco, McFarlane, and then my one Mofex. So that'll be neat. I'm excited. All right. What do we have here? We have one more to go, everybody. One more to go. Dave, let's see if I just get. Oh, what? Do not worry about it, Dave. Dude, I appreciate you even being in. The fact that you're not even like sitting in your awesome toy lab, you're out and about and you're trying to listen. That's fantastic. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, so Figuarts Wonder Woman is spot on. I agree. And that's, I think, one of the reasons, if you want to psychoanalyze me for a minute, that I never shot the other one more. I don't know where I put her. I think I put her in a bin. I don't even know. Is because the Figuarts one is the greatest Gal Gadot. Like, it's a mind-blowingly good. The Mafex thing that I have is fine. It's good. It looks like her. It does. But the Figuarts one is just by far that's the best Wonder Woman of Gal Gadot out there in my opinion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my last one. And like I said, I was going to keep the show on the shorter end tonight, and we're still approaching 45 minutes. Hey, Ranger Collector, what's going on, man? So this is the final piece tonight. And I will show it in 1 second. So I'm not going to unbox it. I was going to, because I was actually very excited, and I specifically didn't open him yesterday when I wanted to shoot him with these awesome backdrops to unbox him tonight. Oh well, that's okay. You guys can forgive me, right? Autumn Night actually have the gold armor Figuarts on the way. That gold suit, man, that's gonna look really good. That's gonna look really, really good. And I thought that actually made sense in the movie. At first, I was like, it doesn't. But then when I watched the second time, I was ignoring plot strings, and yes, they tie it up very nicely. It's really awesome. All right. So before I get into my last one, I saw one last little question coming from Ranger Collect over here. My favorite DC or Marvel movies. That's good. I would have to go out on a limb. Let's see. Well, I'm going to go with Air. You're asking me, like, this is not like a permanent. I know this will live on YouTube. These are not my permanent final versions because my opinion changes. I am the water baby. I go with the motion. So right now, I would say my current favorite DC movie is The Batman. Like, by far. Watched it 5 or 6 times. Like, love it. I'm not going to get the Mafex because I have the Mezco. They have my non-refundable deposit. So Mezco's getting my money. I think that looks amazing. So I love that. Marvel current, I'll give you a current favorite. Thor, I wasn't crazy about. Ragnarok is my favorite, like my most rewatched Marvel movie, just because I think it's hilarious. And this one's not going to be that. So that's why I feel like I walked out disappointed. I might like it more a second time around, but man, that wasn't Ragnarok. You know what? Infinity War. Screw it. Infinity War is my favorite. And then if you really want to push my DC question, like the DC thing, because Battinson's still newer, I would go Dark Knight. Like the Dark Knight, Heath Ledger made that movie. You can criticize the Bale Batman. I have my, I love it. I love what it turned in. I'm happy we have this things. I would have nitpicked some suit issues or voice and things, but I love the Christian Bale version at the end of the day. I don't dislike it. Again, cold pizza, right? All the Batmans there's no bad pizza. So yeah, I would say The Dark Knight. I mean, that's like one of my top favorite films. Not even like superhero movie or a flick. Like that's a film. I love it. Anyway, all right. See, we need to do. I love talking other stuff. I love talking toys, but that's why I like Yimbo Buys Everything, because it's our show to discuss everything. It all comes together. All right. So here we go. Final buy. It will be just to show up in box, which is a bummer. But you've seen this figure before, either in your hands, at home, on your shelf, on a peg. Who knows? But here we go. I paid retail. This was the one retail, full price figure. And I did it because I have the comic book Captain America still, like the anniversary one that I haven't opened. I haven't opened him because I haven't really started down the comic line yet. I've still, obviously, so much of this is MCU. And I'm not a toy photographer that's going to care necessarily about sticking to like MCU is to be MCU. Comic is comic. I will blend. But I try to keep it pure if I can. So the bottom line is I needed a comic book version of this character. I mean, I guess I didn't need it, but it was the coolest of the full price retail figures there. Somebody that I've wanted for a while. My boy Dan has him, and he's just awesome. So I got the Falcon, the retro card. I think I love the look of this figure. I love the team, the team up shots. He's gonna like that Captain America figure. I haven't opened because I have Zombie Cap. Where are my captains? Let's see. Legend wise, I have Endgame Cap. I have Infinity War Cap. But those are MCU figures, to be fair. So maybe I should crack that open. I do have this comic book cap. This is the other reason. Oh, see this figure? What I'm about to show you. This is the other reason why I haven't cracked open the Marvel Legends 80th anniversary. Because I love this Mezco. And I haven't shot him enough. And if I need to shoot him more because I want to like justify owning him. And I know that he was going for some crazy eBay prices. But the good news is like my Mezco figures are for forever. These are my forever figures. My wife is super cool with the fact that like she knows I love them. They are, she agrees that they're her favorite figures to see of me shoot, which is nice, in terms of their look with the textures and the clothing and all that other fun stuff. So again, I'm just sitting there rambling and then posing away. Fidget figure. Let's see. There we go. Well, bam. Tastes like freedom. That left. Ooh, this body is really like this big book. This big Mezco book look like that's awesome. He gets a nice twist. This is a good one. This is one of the really better Mezcos for the record. It really great like look at that. And the only thing I'm going to worry about, and this is something that I think I'm just talking to you guys and really talking to myself, that I'm going to have to just live with this. Like, I know these might not always look as pristine. What makes me nervous, like the scales. Sorry, let me show you. See, because he has the scales on here, but I just don't want them. I don't know if they're glued on. I don't want them to peel up and away. Are they just glued on? See, like, yeah. So that stuff is that's gonna. Anybody else getting toy anxiety as I'm like studying this figure? Yeah, like, you know what? Who knows? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they were meant to give it that look. Anyway, I'm not gonna freak out. Nothing's falling off, for the record. I'm just like being very delicate. But that's what I do. I pose my Mezcos, I shoot them, and then I have to put them back. I cannot let them sit out in their poses because I'm nervous for the QC, the bending, or the wrinkling of the fabric, and there's a reason why. This is how I'm going to end. I hate to end negatively. All right, so this is a bummer with a look to positivity. So one of the reasons that they always tell you all of these guys are just in vanilla, just literally standing up straight, arms rigid, is because, like I said, with the fabric, you don't want to leave them stretch out the clothes. You don't want to, stretching is really the big thing, stretching and wrinkling. Well, I bought those neon skulls, the 4-pack, a while back. So I had, and I've shown you guys this, like I had the yellow skull on Superman. And then and I'm thinking it was like, must have been like a Pick Bar episode or my Toy Daddies. And I swapped. I was like, you know what? The blue might look really cool. And I put the blue head on my Superman. Keep in mind, everything I'm talking about is Mezco. So I got the bug before the weekend. I'm like, you know what? I need to shoot another Superman shot. I also started putting together, because I got super jealous of the pink skulls. I'm not going to lie. Like I passed on them, but I'm jealous. So I passed on the pink skulls. So I started using those colored, like the different skull colors I have on civilian-y type or Gomez bodies. And I'm going to have a little like 4 or 5 skull gang to get beat up. And I was excited. So I'm like, all right. Then I had to get the head off. So I take the head off and I don't know. Yeah, you can see it. Right on his Adam's apple, it's scuffed. The blue paint of the Mezco skull came off on his Adam's apple. Now, this is not levels of vapor, me owning a vapor with a broken ankle and blue tack, but it bothers me tremendously because here's the other thing. His neck and hands are painted like the face. They gave him freckles. So his whole body and hands are flecked and freckled. So I tried to use a dab of rubbing alcohol on a Q-tip and just was doing just right on the spot. I thought maybe I got it to fade a little bit. Then the next thing I did was I Googled and somebody recommended, I know there's acetone. I'm not using acetone. Was an X-Acto knife, which I have a new one, and just to gently scrape inside, you can see if you can scrape off without damaging the plastic. So that's what I started doing to some success. But now, and this is just me pointing out, I have this little freckleless spot now. So that's why I'm not going to use the acetone. I'm bummed. Of course, I'm being a crazy person because this is really just, it's never going to show up in a picture. It's never going to show up on my shelf. You can't see it, like even left to right. It's just there. So like normal head. Okay. Lifting it up. That's where it is. What am I going to do? I took a picture of it before I started like working on it. I think I'm going to reach out to Mezco because I bought Superman and those skulls from them directly. But I also don't have a lot of high hope because they've been annoying a lot of our toy community members with like lack of responses from their customer service. And like the fact that this was bought a year ago, like I'm sure they're going to tell me to pound salt. But I'm going to ask if they could send me maybe a replacement neck peg. Because I looked online too. I looked on eBay. And they do have, like, people have them to buy. But then I realized with that paint, like, it would look out of place. It would look bad. It would look bad with, like, just, like, a plastic. Because it would look like the arms. Like, shiny. See? It would look like that. I don't know. I'm a little butthurt about it. And then I'm a little mad at myself for scraping and taking. But, like, there's nothing I can do. But he's fine. See, I just tell myself he's fine. Toy Addict, you're still waiting for yours, right? So it's not like I can even get another one just for a blue smudge. Ugh. All right, see, that's where I have to drive. I have to stop myself. I have to stop the toy crazy and just go, it's okay. Like, I won't see it. Toy crazy. It's that OCD. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. King Eternal. Take a shot sooner than later. Got to document. Oh, I know. Where you just the Mezco, right? I'm thinking, take those in pristine condition. You have to, but nothing gold will stay. Is that it? Nothing gold will stay. That's an Outsiders / Robert Frost reference. Hit you with a little language arts. Learn something. Stay gold, pony boy. All right. That actually, maybe I'll steal that as my tagline. I love that. That tagline. Stay gold. Nothing gold can stay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying, we've now basically done an hour. So thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. That's why I like doing this, hanging out with my buddies. So I want to thank King Eternal, a.k.a. Autumn Night over on Instagram, Ranger Collector. Who else is in here? Midnight Stars, my man Dave, Liquid Momentum, Toy Addict 17, and Gaming with Fox, my boy, and Skullified. That's right. And No Chewing was in the house. That's right. So this was a fun night, man. We had a lot of fun. Great guests, great people popping up in the chat. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. You can even hear it, my voice. I'm kind of losing steam. But I hope you now. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my Sunday night. I would like to hype up. Coming on, or they're on now, is Lazy Boy Sunday, featuring Thor 2012, Green Geek 88, and Blitz Figs. Those are my Pick Bar boys, which again, we stream on Wednesday nights. So go sub that channel, like and subscribe this channel, turn on notifications so you always know when I'm going live, especially with Yimbos in the morning. And tomorrow, Toy Talk for you. So on Instagram, Toy Talk for you. But again, part of our sister Hasbro's network is Toy Talk. So go follow them. You can find them through my channel. They are going live tomorrow night. They're doing this awesome Shutter Slam that I'm a part of. I'm going up against my friends, my boy Benny Blitzfigs. But we've had the trash talk going. I posted a series of shots tonight of representing us in toy form. That's my little part of like nice guy smack talking. But I'm really excited. So the first round is starting up. I believe, and you'll hear all the rules tomorrow, but they're going to do a matchup a day, and you're going to vote via comments on a reel. So, hey, lots of Yimbos. Get those Yimbo buttons. Get those thumb directions. Practice typing Yimbo out. And let's get a victory over Blitzfigs, my boy Benny. But yeah, and that's it, everybody. So best of luck to all of you for GameStop toy hunting. I think it's still 50% off. It was yesterday. So best of luck. Send me and comment if you end up getting anything for 50%. Comment on the video. Send me a DM on Instagram. Reach out. If you ended up enjoying any of the reviews of these figures tonight, let me know. And other than that, you could see me again later this week, probably Tuesday and Thursday morning. That's my guess. That's my plan right now for Mornings with Yimbo, reviewing all of my Marvel Legends Thors and the Felix Toys Inkblot. Those are my 2 reviews that I have planned for live streaming in the mornings this week. And that's it, guys. This has been one man's journey from the toy aisle to his basement chair in front of his laptop. So thank you, everybody. Thank you very much, everybody. Oh my God, I can't even talk. Whew. Thank you again to everybody for joining tonight, for watching. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much for choosing to spend part of your life listening to me ramble on about toys. And have a great week, everybody. Have a great week. I'll see you later. Night.